Hello there, I'm Matt. I work for the Norwich Fringe project. I'm out at Marlingford Conservation Area today and we're going to do some felling. Do you want to follow me? We're going to have a look at what's going on. It's a really amazing site. Where I'm walking now it's full of grassland in the springtime, and in the winter we've got all these trees behind us and we're looking after them today. We're doing some felling work. We can actually thin out the woodland and which will allow the trees to regenerate and regrow. Be really good for birds because they'll produce fruit and seeds, the trees, which are good for attracting different types of birds. So we come around here, get to see what we're doing. You can see the volunteers at work. Having a really good day today, and I've got my hard hat and all my safety gear. And we're off to fell a few trees in a minute. So you'll have to wait behind the fence. So the trees don't fall. We'll go on the habitat file then. Yeah, it's on that one as well. Right, well, hello again. We've just had a fantastic morning with the chainsaw and the volunteers. I've been using the chainsaw just to remove some larger trees, and then the volunteers come in after we've cleared the bigger trees to chop them up, and we make habitat piles and burn them. But I should really tell you a bit about myself. I'm Matt Davis. I work for the Norwich Fringe project. The Norwich Fringe project is what we call a countryside management project. And we look after the countryside around Norwich, covering a 4-mile radius. Go as far as Horsford in the north, down to Poyland in the south, out to Marlingford, where we are today, in the east, in the west, and then out in the east to Brundall. So our work is really to work with local people to look after the countryside around Norwich. We're funded by local authorities, so Broadland, South Norfolk, Norwich City Council, the Broads Authority, fund the project on an annual basis and managed by Norwich City Council, and also Norfolk County Council provide a supporting role. And the work we do is seasonally based really, and it's looking after the countryside, so it varies from the winter time to looking after woodlands and encompassing woodlands out, planting trees, to the summertime where we have lots of different grassland sites, marshes like Marston Marshes and Eaton Common, which we graze with cattle to improve the sites for wildlife, really, for wildflowers. So it's a really interesting job, really, and but to be honest, without our volunteers that you can probably see behind me working and loading the fire, we wouldn't get as much work done as we do. It's brilliant. We have a real mix. Right, well, we've taken a step back from the fire and we're actually underneath the blackthorn tree, and I can't believe it, it's early March, well, beginning of March, and everything's already in flower. So yeah, it's quite something, it's fantastic, really. Yeah. But we're here with a couple of volunteers. I've got Tim, who's a regular Thursday volunteer, and Ronan to my right, who's actually a young apprentice from South Norfolk, who comes and helps us out and does a lot of volunteering work. We'll begin with Tim. So Tim, you're out here today. What have you been doing today?
Well, basically we've been doing high coppicing or low pollarding, which basically means cutting the tree down to about 3 foot tall. That lets the light in, and it also means there'll be regrowth. Yep. And it actually leads to an increase in the life of the tree, which is a wonderful thing, and it also of course allows more wildlife.
That's right, yeah.
And that's the best bit of it all.
So how long have you been volunteering then?
Well, I've been volunteering, I suppose, for about 5 years, not with you, Matt, but I've been volunteering at Wheat Fen as well. But I've been volunteering with you. This is actually just, I think, my second year, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. I've been here for 2 years. And what do you like? Why do you come out and volunteer?
Oh, all sorts of reasons. As much as anything else, it's a green gym. But
what's a green gym? Sorry.
What's a green gym? Well, it's a gym where I don't have to pay for it, basically.
That's always good.
It's always good indeed. But a green gym means that you're exercising and you're out in the open, in the sort of green areas, you know, all around us. Is wildlife and bird singers as we talk. You can hear great tit in the background, and we're doing all sorts of exercise by just literally by doing the job that's needed.
And what's your favourite activity when you volunteer?
Probably you've noticed, Matt, my favourite activity. I love coppice work.
You do. You're very good.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
but I don't really mind what work I do, which is why I work in other areas and work with other people at certain times. And I do a lot of work on, within the Aire Valley as well.
That's right. You work at Ashlethorpe Woods, don't you?
And Ashlethorpe Lower Wood. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Coppicing there.
We do coppicing there as well, indeed. Yes, for the same reasons. It increases the butterflies that come into the area. It increases the moths that come into the area. That increases the birds. You get fungus piles. It's just wonderful. It really is. And it's a little bit about getting back to nature for me and for all the other volunteers. But it's a lot about trying to do my own bit on my local area, for wildlife.
I suppose that's what the Norwich Fringe project is all about, really. It's working with local people to look after the countryside on people's doorstep, really, and engaging with local people as well. And volunteers like yourself and like Ronan, who's what exactly is your role? Is it you're an apprentice, aren't you, or something?
Yeah, my role is apprenticeship for South Norfolk Council. I work in grounds maintenance there, and I'm also at Easton College doing horticulture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so coming out here is a good experience, really. You get to socialise with new people, and what I've been doing really is I've been building the habitat piles in there.
All right, what's a habitat pile then?
Well, basically is yourself cutting down big trees, and you get the logs and you build them into a pile.
Right. Okay.
Which encourages little mini beasts,
sort of insects,
bugs
and
mini beasts and all that stuff to come and build their little shelters in there and basically live in there. Really.
So how long have you been coming out with the Fringe project then?
I started October time, I think, last year, and I've been enjoying it ever since.
Fantastic. What's your favourite bit about coming out?
Mostly the coppicing, as Tim said. Yeah, I enjoy coppicing very, very much.
So laying a hedge is quite straightforward. You've got an old sort of hawthorn, it could be a mixed hedge actually, hazel or field maple, whatever, and the old way, traditional way of doing it is to lay it from behind, and laying is that you just cut into the back of the tree and you lay it down, and it does two things. It actually coppices, because you're coppicing from the bottom of the stump that you've cut, and also because the bit that you've laid is still connected to the tree and the root system, and you've got new growth, and as you can see, coming up from the base but also from the actual length of it. And traditionally hedges were laid really for stock control, to keep stock, sheep, cows or pigs inside an area of field really. It's really good for nature conservation because it basically rejuvenates the hedgerow, thickens it up from the bottom, and provides more nesting habitats, more food. It just basically rejuvenates the hedge really. It's a really good thing to do. The style we've used here, I'm from up north really, I'm from Manchester, from Lancashire, and it's more of a Lancashire style really. The one that you see on the telly a lot is the Midland style, but it still does the same job as you can see.